Did Ryan Connor give you any indication as to whether they were leaning in your direction?
Well, as a matter of fact, he did seem a little encouraging. Oh, but I hate to get my hopes up. But since Mr. Connor's not going to be leaving World Oil, I want that job even more.
Ryan isn't leaving Houston.
Didn't you know?
It's the first I've heard. Do you know what made him change his plans?
Well, now, I get the distinct impression that it has something to do with Jenny Marshall.
Well, I don't know how that can be. When her husband came back from Cambodia, that supposedly ended everything between Jenny and Ryan.
Well, now, Barrett Marshall might think that, but I know from personal experience, Mrs. Wheeler, that you can't always just turn your emotions off like that.
Yes, I agree.
Now, of course, Ryan Connor didn't tell me that himself about Jenny Marshall.
Oh, no?
I did overhear a conversation, him calling up the hospital to check up on her.
And you put two and two together?
Well, it's just that he sounded so concerned about her, and when I found out that he wasn't leaving Houston...
You do keep your eyes and ears open, don't you?
Well, I try to. I've got to go. Secretaries aren't supposed to take such long lunches.
It was lovely seeing you.
Oh. What a clumsy fool, Ken. Look at this mess you've made. Clean it up, would you, please? And I want you in my office in a minute.
Your daughter-in-law seems a little on edge today.
Yes, I noticed that earlier. Obviously, something is troubling her. I wonder what it is.
Could it be perhaps there's trouble between Paige and your son?
I don't think so. But with that one, anything is a possibility.
You don't like her very much.
That is the understatement of the year, Ashley.
Well, I tell you what, I don't blame you. I've never liked her much myself. Well, I don't know why I say that, though. I really don't know her very well.
Well, maybe it wouldn't hurt for you to get to know her a little better.
Come in!
Well, the place seems to be running just fine without me. I don't know how you can do it.
Well, well, well. The prodigal returns.
I came here to tell you that, I can't work here.
What, again tonight?
No, not just tonight, any night. I came here to give my notice.
As of when?
As of now.
Oh, great. Great, Billy Joe. That's just great. I'm really surprised you had the decency to show up. Why didn't you just phone it in, honey?
I didn't want to do that to you or to the club.
Oh, yeah, but you can walk out on me without giving me any notice. That doesn't bother you at all.
Yeah, it bothers me. I don't want to cause any inconvenience.
Oh, come on,
to you.
stop it. Just stop with the apologies. You can leave now. Just as happy you're leaving, honey. The place will be better off without you.
Now, wait a minute here. You tell me you weren't happy with my work, huh?
When you came in, it was all right.
Listen, I work damn hard for you, lady. Don't talk to me like I'm some nobody.
You are a nobody, Billy Joe. And you're going to stay a nobody because you're just plain dumb. Don't you think I know what you've been doing around here, huh? You've been spying for that Chris Shaw. Well, let me tell you, sweetheart. Let me tell you something. You're not even a good spy because I've been on to you since day one.
I ain't a spy. You never told me to do no such thing.
Well, you're going to go over there and work full time for him, aren't you? Aren't you?
Yeah, but not for too long. I've got bigger things in mind. Bigger than Chris Shaw and the chicken coop.
Yeah.
Bigger than you and this top of the world joint. This phony high-class
That's
place.
right.
Yeah, that's right. And I'll tell you something. One of these days you're going to have to come to me for a job. You will. And I'm going to spit in your face. What do you think about that, Miss Marshall, huh?
Get out! Get out!
My pleasure.
I never liked you.
It goes double for you, lady.
Yeah. Hello. Your table will be ready in just a minute. Would you like to sit? Thank you. Before dinner?
What, no gracious greeting for an old friend?
Why are you here?
I'm meeting a friend of mine for a business dinner.
We're booked this evening.
But this business dinner concerns you too, Paige. Aren't you curious to know a little bit more?
Can't talk here, Chris.
Fine, let's go to your office.
I've got to talk to Alfredo about tables for this evening.
Fine, you go do that. And then you meet me in your office in 5 minutes, no longer.
Just be careful. I don't want anyone seeing us going there together, all right?
Anything you say, Paige. You know, you never seem happy to see me. What happened to the camaraderie I remember from the Hollywood days?
There wasn't any. Now, what's all this about, honey? It's been a long day.
Sorry to see you're so distressed.
Leave it.
My.
All I have to look forward to is finding a new bartender by tonight and 1,000 other things, and I don't need your hassle.
What happened to BJ?
You know exactly what happened.
But I don't.
He's been calling in sick for a week, honey, and now he shows up today to quit. No 2-week notice, no nothing. I just assumed he'd left me to go to work for you full time.
Well, I asked him to fill in for that Claude Burney who got himself arrested and had to be sent out of the country, but I never meant for him to quit his job here.
Well, how did you think he was going to handle both jobs, honey?
Well, I expected him to manage his time a little better.
Well, obviously he found a better idea.
Well, I shall certainly speak to BJ about this tonight.
Don't bother.
All right, then I'll find you another bartender.
I don't need your help.
I have lots of contacts, Paige. I can have somebody here in 2 hours.
I don't want any part of your kind of contacts.
It's just no pleasing you anymore, Paige.
You can't stay here. I don't want Dennis finding you here. You know that he saw you leave the other day?
So what? He knows we're acquainted. Why don't you just tell him we're in some business venture together?
No!
Keeping secrets from your husband is not a good idea, Paige. Sooner or later, he's going to find out that his darling wife wants to be a film star and that I'm around to make those dreams come true.
I don't want any part of that dream anymore, Chris. I don't want to be a big star. All I want is for you to leave me alone.
Oh. That's the one thing that I can't do, Paige. Not with the way my business is now.
Why? Why, Chris? There are other girls. You don't need me.
Oh, but you have a certain class and style. And you also have a certain ability for raising money.
No, not anymore.
Oh, that remains to be seen.
What's that supposed to mean?
As I told you the other night, whether you want to go legit or not, I have to. And that porno raid just about closed down my operation completely. I have to make my big film now. It's a matter of survival. You understand?
I understand, Chris. And I'll help you. I'll help you any way I can behind the scenes. But please, just find yourself another star.
But you're just perfect for the part, Paige. You have great promise. And besides, all the wheels have been set in motion especially for you.
What wheels? What are you talking about?
Oh, I've made lots of plans, Paige, and they all include you. Now, aren't you going to ask me about that business meeting that I mentioned earlier?